The higher power will meet you halfway. You have just got to see. These things are telling us what to do in our life, right? Everything is in plain sight. All of that literally made me have an ego death. And you are thinking yourself or dreaming yourself into existence. The magnetic field of the heart is going to help power this even faster. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki Master, Energy Work Practitioner, Psychic Development Teacher, and Manifestation Coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to another episode of Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So with that being said, guys, let's dive into today's topic. So guys, today's video was inspired by a video that I had watched by a YouTuber called Quasi Johair. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name, but he made a video on Terrence Howard's, one of his speeches that he's done. And if you guys are familiar with the spiritual community, or if you know Terrence Howard, he is a famous actor, and he has been coming out with information on sacred geometry, on some of the hidden principles of life or reality, as how I would like to describe it, and it is buzzing in the spiritual community. In this video, guys, I really want to break down sacred geometry and the flower of life, and how you can use this information to create your reality, as well as give you guys tools to help speed up the process. Because like in Quasi's video, and I'll link that down below, he does help break down the flower of life and his interpretation of it. But really, I want to give you guys tools to help further you, because I knew this information too, guys, and I've been saying this information in all of my videos. We're just going to be applying it to basically the flower of life. What has really changed my reality is going to be the tools that I'm going to give you to help you speed this process up. Guys, to start off with, let's go over what sacred geometry is. So sacred geometry is like the metaphysical fabric of the universe. It represents the energetic blueprint of everything, including you. So essentially, when broken down as well too, there are certain shapes that represent the 5 elements, which is essentially what we are made out of. So if you understand the different sacred geometry patterns, you can work with them and help you heal spiritually, mentally, emotionally, on different levels, depending upon what sacred geometries you are working with. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be diving into the flower of life, which essentially is what all of creation is built upon. Flower of life is formed by 19 equally proportioned overlapping circles, where each intersects the others, and their centers are known as the focal point, and it is known as the fabric of the universe. It creates literally the underlying fabric of everything. And the important part to know about this, guys, for its template, it's all other sacred geometric shapes can be formed. It symbolizes the creation from source energy, and it exudes the vibration of harmony and balance and oneness. The seed of life, which essentially builds the flower of life, is formed by 6 overlapping circles around one circle that are all the same shape and size. So they intersect at each other at their centers. And in its center, it's known as the rosette. It's the symbol as the seeds of the flower in nature. So it symbolizes evolution, fertility, regeneration, and divine intelligence. So there are 2 different ways in which I interpret this. Reality is created from our thoughts and our beliefs. And if you dive deeper into that thought itself, you know, what is a belief? A belief is just a thought that is on repeat, right? So then where do thoughts come from? So thoughts come from your identity. What do you think about yourself? And essentially, guys, when you break it down to its very core of what we are, all we are is just a thought in the mind of God. This whole universe is the mind of God, and you are thinking yourself or dreaming yourself into existence. You are what you think that you are, and from that, it creates your reality, because your thoughts, which is going to be energy on repeat, essentially, is going to drive your beliefs, and your beliefs are going to drive your habits or your actions, which then is going to create your reality. So, in order to change your reality, or therefore your programming in your life, you have to change how you think and see yourself. Your self-image is literally everything and what builds your reality. It's going to be the driver of what you create from. The authentic self comes into this world, and then we are programmed, and then we create the ego, which is the false sense of self, which most people identify heavily with their ego, and they mistake it for who they truly are. So this is where you find people not living in their true authenticity, and it creates a lot of dis-ease and uncomfortableness in their life. Therefore, it's time for them to really deconstruct the ego and allow their authentic self to be freely expressed. That is how you can change your reality. But where a lot of people struggle with this, guys, is that they have a hard time deconstructing the ego. You'll see this in a lot of personal development videos where people are like, okay, you need to basically create your character. You have to be a certain person to achieve a certain reality, the reality of your dreams or your desires or your soul's purpose, if you want to call it that. So you have to change, and change requires healing. And I do this because you are already whole, perfect, and complete. But it's just removing those aspects that are not in alignment with your ideal reality, energies essentially, to then add in new energies to be more in alignment with your soul's purpose and take action from there. So it's just getting clear, one, on what you want to create in your life, and two, identifying or building the avatar or the character to be in alignment with that reality. And you just build yourself up over time, taking action from new habits. First, you have to identify what you want. What do you want to change in your life? Or what is your ideal reality that you want to create? Heaven on earth. What is your soul's purpose that you want to be doing day in and day out? And so it's first getting clear on the vision. Just like in the Bible, guys, it literally tells us that we have to have vision, or else the people will perish. Without vision, without an end goal, you literally have nothing to create from, and the mind cannot map out a reality to get there, right? So you have to come up with the vision, and we take the vision, guys, from the fabric of the universe or from God. God gifts us the vision, right? And it's basically images, thoughts, basically being dropped into your mind, dependent upon the vibration that you are in, will be kind of what you tune into. So you can think of like this body as like a radio station, and your conscious awareness is the thing that is going to be tuning into whatever frequency. So the higher the frequency you tap into, the higher reality that you're able to have access to or to create, because then you're going to be in alignment with those thoughts, and then they come to you in certain ideas when you're holding that vibration, and then you can create from that. That's why it's very important to be conscious of the energy that you are in and the thoughts in alignment with that energy. Or because if you notice, when you don't feel good or when you don't like the emotion that you're feeling in your body, notice the thoughts that are going on. You don't want to take action from those thoughts, because that's going to be the reality that you create, right? Because you literally do have to take action in the physical world to create here. So that's part of it too. So you have to be conscious of this process. Once you have identified what it is that you would like to create, because you have aligned yourself with a high emotion of love, with a vision that has come in, and you're like, yes, that feels good, that feels right, it feels in alignment. I want to create my reality on this thought. So then you have to start asking yourself the questions of, who is the person that I need to be to match this reality? So then you're going to have to do human things of like starting to identify, what does this person's daily habits look like? So you write them down. Write this stuff down, guys. Write it down, and write down what reality you want to create, because it's going to help bring it in to manifestation quicker, okay? It's another form of bringing a vibration of a thought into the physical reality. It even says it in the Bible, guys, Habakkuk 2:2, make the vision plain and write it on paper. It says it in the Bible. Anyway, So write it down, what the daily habits look like, that the actions you need to take in order to be this person, right? And then you're going to want to go into, what does this person feel like? What is their personality? So start writing down personality traits and start feeling into that person. You have to tie in the emotion behind your daily actions, because the magnetic field of the heart is going to help power this even faster. It's emotion, it's energy and motion. It's going to be the thing that drives your action to take, right? Because the power of love, the more love that you have behind an action, is going to be what pushes past the fear and the comfort zone, essentially. Because guys, when we make changes, it's very difficult for people to actually push past that comfort zone because they're fearful. And so then they interpret that fear of, oh, this reality is not meant for me, when it is, and it's just the body's natural reaction to a change. So you're going to have to find that balance between not changing too much and then putting you basically in an anxiety state of like the freeze, where you don't take any action at all and you overload yourself because there's so much energy coming through that you don't take any movement, right? You're going to have to take little baby steps, and the body is going to have to become acclimated to that energy, and you have to embody it. Your cells and your DNA will literally have to change around this. And then once you feel comfortable in this comfort zone, then you step out a little bit more, and then you take new action, and then you're building yourself up over time. And you start to build your faith around you're slowly becoming this person. So it's like practicing, basically, guys. And you're having to build the faith that you are it. Faith is a level of energy. It's basically your belief. Faith builds belief. The belief builds the knowing. So eventually you're going to want to work yourself up to a knowing, which is when you get the body in alignment with the mind, that you are this thing, that you are this new character. Where I want to lead this into the next part of my video, guys, is that I knew all this information that I just told you, but it's still a struggle, guys. It takes time, and it was still a struggle. And the thing that has helped me the most, besides, Reiki and energy work, it was Kundalini yoga, breath work, and meditation. Those three things, guys, basically killed my ego. The idea came up was because Quasi said in his video that there is sacred geometry in yoga and in breath work, and it is designed to help assist you in creating a new reality. And it made complete sense to me, because I basically spent the entire weekend last weekend in Kundalini yoga training, and all I was doing was yoga poses, breath work, mantras. All of that literally made me have an ego death. And it was actually very scary. I don't want to say very scary, but it kind of shook me on how much I disassociated from my identity, that I lost myself. And I've been consistently doing meditation in the morning. The biggest driver for me, because I've done yoga before too, guys, and it really did help bring my conscious awareness to my body, but I was really unaware of how sacred geometry tied into yoga. And I do believe that you need to be consciously aware of these things, and it will just help you utilize it as a tool. So yoga was one thing that had helped, and the Kundalini yoga, which is more geared towards breath work, is absolutely beautiful for this. So that brings me to, point number 2 is breath work. So whenever you connect with your breath, you are connecting your conscious awareness to your body. You can use your breath to move the energy in your body, clearing out the energies that are not serving you. So whenever we are doing this, guys, our mind, it shuts down. It literally calms the mind. So this is a problem that a lot of people have with meditation, is getting the mind to calm down. So then you can break those neuroplasticity pathways in the mind, and then you can start programming the reality or the character that you want to start being and creating, right? Because you are going to have to identify the character and all the traits and everything that you want and the vision, right? The yoga and the breath work are going to help you break down and kill the ego. Breathwork is going to help move that energy out of the body. It's going to help calm the mind. It is going to actually help you connect back to you, your true authentic self. And whenever we do breathwork and power it with mantras, we're bringing sound into the mix as well too, which is super powerful because we're speaking healing into existence. You know, there are certain mantras meant for certain things that will align you back with your authentic self. This brings me to my point number 3, meditation, which that is going to be the driver to help you break those neuroplasticity pathways in the mind even further, quieting the mind each and every day. So we literally have got to get rid of the junk in our subconscious, guys, because we have no idea how much information we process in a given time. We are constantly holding on to things and tossing information because energy is information. We are taking in electromagnetic signals from our environment, 5 senses, guys, and we are basically creating our reality around it. Reprogramming your beliefs with these tools is so important to create the reality that you would like to. Meditation will further help you break the neuroplasticity pathways in your mind, which are just thoughts on repeat, keeping those same pathways, right? So we have to reprogram the beliefs or the thoughts that we have because they influence reality. They literally create matter. So the breath work will help you further quiet the mind so that if you struggle with meditation, it will just help you go further, if that makes sense. So the breath is an easy way that we can connect with our bodies, because if you struggle to quiet the mind, you can do certain breathing patterns consciously to help you quiet the mind, so then you can get more into a meditative state and connect back with your true authentic self or source or your higher self, whatever you want to call it. So this is why it's really important to do breath work, meditation, mantras every single day. In Kundalini Yoga, they call this sadhana. If I'm pronouncing this correctly. If I'm not, I apologize, guys. I'm learning about this stuff. It's basically your disciplinary practice every single day to do these things, to do the breath work, the mantras, the meditation. In the morning, they say it's the best time to do this because you're closest to your subconscious. The conscious and subconscious are basically at the closest point of the day to be merged, to clear out some of the stuff that basically is junk, you want to call it, thoughts that are not serving you. So we literally have to do this every day, or else it's like anything else. If we let clutter build up, guys, like we cannot create well from that point of being. It's overwhelming. It's hard to do anything. Like in your mind, think of that like your environment, right? If you have clutter in your home, it's very hard to actually feel good. It's hard to like do things if things are in your way, right? So you have to clear out your mind, take out the trash every single day, and it takes discipline. Doing this is a discipline, and people give up on it before they even see results because they're like, oh, it's not for me, and they do it maybe a couple times. You have got to do this for at least, I think in Kundalini Yoga, 40 days. 40 days and 40 nights, guys. You see it in the Bible. Like, these things are telling us what to do in our life, right? Everything is in plain sight. We just are interpreting it wrong. And I'm a firm believer that if you put power behind the intention to better your life, and even though it may not look perfect, your meditations may not look perfect, your mantras and chanting may not be perfect, it is the power of your intention, and the universe will meet you halfway. There was a story that our Kundalini Yoga teacher told us, and it was about a monk who dedicated, monks dedicate their life to this practice, right? They have to do these things every day. So they're very disciplined, and there was this basically school of monks, and every day they went out, they did their meditation and their mantras outside, and this little boy would show up and sit in a tree and oversee the monks, and he wanted to be like them, right? So he was mocking or mimicking, repeating the things that they were doing, but he wasn't doing it perfect or right. One day, one of the monks noticed this little boy in the tree, and he was just in pure bliss and joy and connected to all of oneness, like he had achieved enlightenment. And the monk got upset actually, because he's like, how can this little boy achieve enlightenment and bliss when we do this every day and do it perfectly, and I haven't reached that state yet? And his master said it was because of the boy's dedication and his desire to actually connect, to actually do good and change his life. And that is where the universe meets you halfway. All right. So it is up to you to change your life. God will not do for you what you will not do for yourself, but he or it or whatever the energy is, the higher power will meet you halfway. You have just got to start. It is not designed to be easy. It is designed to challenge you and evolve you, because the only way that we can get to these states and remember our true authentic nature and create heaven on earth, which is literally at our access at every single day with just a perception shift, we have got to be self-disciplined enough with the mind to tap into it, to align with it. The whole point of the 3D reality is the illusion of separation, but it is as above, so below, guys. We are both the light and the dark. You know, we need this self-discipline because of this, and to connect back with source. And when you connect back to your true authentic nature and to source, all the blocks are removed. You flow through life freely. You take action effortlessly. Love is powering your reality, and that is therefore what you are creating. It's just very difficult for people to hold this vibration. And honestly, guys, like, we need the duality. We need the dark in this as well too, so then we can better identify ourselves on what we do want in our life, right? The duality nature of this 3D experience, the human experience of creation and being a creator here, is part of it. And it's a good thing, right? It helps give us direction to the light, right? So it's being able to shift back and forth because we are a multidimensional being. But I hope this video helps you out. I hope it expanded your consciousness. I hope it really helps you guys create your reality that you want to, because literally, guys, it's accessible to every single one of us. All humans have the same chance, essentially, at creating their reality. And we have these tools right in front of our faces to use it. It's just being consciously aware of it and the discipline to do it. It's all up to you. It's all up to the creator taking responsibility for your life. You are not the victim of your reality. You are the creator of it. It's just changing consciously what you would like to be, what you want in your life. I'm sending you all my light and all my love. Namaste.